on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash.
I'm Luke Summerhays.
I'm James J. Miles.
I'm Andrew Rice, and I was recording first.
You bastard, I'm James the Jester Stewart, and I was going to say that, but you got in there before me.
And you're listening to Monster Mash.
But we are also hunting the Rajang.
Ooh, 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 ooh!
Oh my god!
An ultra-aggressive creature that is rarely sighted and seldom survived. Survivors report it exhibits a strange attack. The Rajang is said to be a loner, and this isolated life has made it difficult to pin down its territorial leanings.
That makes it sound really sad.
You have trouble surviving the Rajang, don't you, Luke?
I was so annoyed because when you said, "Oh, what are the bets Luke's going to faint?" I was like, "I'm definitely not going to now, and I'm going to laugh when they all faint."
To be honest, I thought we were all going to faint, especially when Andy puts up the double furious Rajang.
I honestly found that fight fine. I thought it was a good hunt.
I found the
Yeah, it
first
was a
fight
good
fine,
hunt.
and then he just fucking 3 Kamehameha waved me in a row. So
So I'd like to pretend I thought it was fine, but there's definitely some pretty strong evidence of me panicking like fuck when he started just going to town on me.
Wait for me, please!
I didn't expect those like 3 beams. I was like, oh, he's done one, I dodged that, and then I was like, well, I'll throw out a life powder, and then he's done a second one, and the second one hit me.
So
Dicey
the last
stuff.
couple monsters we've done have been pretty. Like, I mean, like Dragonball Z is cool and stuff, but we've done some pretty easy monsters in a row.
A minute 31.
But like the Rajang, we're into the real big boys now.
Yes. I think
Rajang does not fuck
a
about.
lot of the Monster Hunter community will say that this guy is one of the toughest monsters going. Easily.
He's got the combination of like he does hit hard, but he's also one of the really nippy, quick monsters.
Aye. He's like Blangonga.
Yeah. So he was
Well, he's-
introduced in Monster Hunter 2, like most of the monkeys were.
Very odd.
Like that seems to have been Monster Hunter 2's thing.
Weird.
And he's the ultimate evolution of it, really, isn't he? Like he's
Yeah.
just turned up to 11.
Hits like a bloody truck.
It used to be even like harder, like back in those games, because I believe like you would only take his weakness would be ice, but you'd only take it to his horns, and especially when he was kind of all fired up. So you had to get him into the rage like state before he would start taking elemental damage.
Ah.
But
And also, I
they changed that
presumably,
recently.
like, I bet the hitboxes were even worse in the early ones as well.
Definitely.
From a design standpoint, obviously he's got a very much a monkey-like design, but in terms of like the horns and his tail as well, he is a bit like a bull.
Well, I was going to say, what he reminds me of is like the very typical vision of an Oni. Like the Japanese demons.
Mhm.
Right? Uh-huh.
So they're always presented as like bipedal but horned, monsters.
Mhm.
And he looks like a pretty typical version of one of them.
Yeah. I can...
He's got a pretty long list of influences. So should we talk about them first?
Yeah, let's rattle through them.
Because obviously, yeah, he's a monkey monster and a bit like an Oni and a bit like a bull. I mean, the other one, before we get into the obvious one that I'm going to let Jay talk
Yeah,
about.
you will.
So, King Kong, in the Japanese King Kong vs. Godzilla film, like basically there was no way that King Kong could hold his own against Godzilla. So they inexplicably gave him a load of lightning powers.
That's fair.
Right.
Why not?
So yeah, and then Rajang is a, giant ape with lightning powers. So I don't know if like lightning powered monkeys are a thing in Japanese mythology. Or if they've just both thought, right, how can we make this monkey interesting? He shoots lightning.
Genius. Book it.
Yeah. Either, both of them, or would be both be good.
Yeah.
Take that. I'd accept it if it was just like, oh, give him lightning powers. It's a cool fucking thing to have.
No.
But Jay,
Yes.
what do you think of when you think of the Rajang?
I think a Minotaur. Like a Minotaur, to be totally honest, yeah. Just a Minotaur. But then when he gets really angry and he goes into rage mode, unlike most monsters, of course, who just, maybe get a bit of steam billowing out their nostrils, Rajang goes fucking Super Saiyan, goes all gold fire, powers up, starts firing, Kamehameha waves all around the joint. He's fucking Goku. I love it. Dragon Ball Z. Now, after doing a bit of digging, we think he's more just like Sun Wukong, Monkey King from Journey to the West, who Goku is also based on. But then stuff like the fact that he fires laser beams like every character in Dragon Ball does. The fact that if you cut off his tail, much like the Uzaru mode in Dragon Ball, takes him out of their rage state, the Saiyans. It takes.
Wait, what? He does that?
Yeah. So when you cut off Rajang's standard Rajang, not Furious, obviously, it takes him if he's in rage mode, it will take him out of it.
Oh, really?
And that is.
And yeah, that's the conclusion to like the first storyline in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like the original Dragon Ball.
Goku becomes the ape, and then they cut his tail off.
Yeah, where they get like super powered and really strong. So cutting his tail off, that is, it's quite an explicit reference, but they've never ever said that yes, this is based off Dragon Ball. It's just inferred. And
But then yeah, his turning blonde and spiky is literally
yes,
what Goku does, and then that's what like Sonic goes supersonic is a reference to Goku as well.
yes.
I think he'd be
Like, it's definitely a thing.
He'd be a pretty like boring monster if he never went into that Super Saiyan mode.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
He'd still be a tough fight because he's very
still got a
strong,
tough
very
fight,
quick.
Yeah, like,
But he
he'd
would
be
just
no-
look like a
he'd-
brown
he'd be
monkey
no
with
different
horns.
from,
Whereas
like Congalala, not Congalala, Gonga.
Blangonga. Yeah, I agree. They take it.
yeah, when I picture him, I picture a rage mode Rajang.
Yeah.
You don't picture just a brown one.
Yeah,
They take it a step further beyond with the Dragon Ball references. Now we kind of touched upon Frontier when we spoke about the Lava Sea off, but so it's not really explicitly quote unquote canon to the Monster Hunter series. But in Frontier, one of the Rajang versions in that game literally does the Spirit Bomb from Dragon Ball, where Goku throws his hands in the air and charges up a big ball of energy, which Rajang does with big orange, like his colour of its laser, big orange ball in the sky that chucks at you. Does like a rock in just throws a big boulder in the main series, but I wouldn't say that's an explicit reference. That's just him chucking a rock. The Frontier version is definitely the Spirit Bomb. Should we talk about the Furious Rajang? 'Cause I suppose it's not really a major subspecies, so to speak, but
Yeah, it's. Do they class it as a subspecies? It's sort of its
No,
own thing.
it's its own
It's
thing.
that him and
yeah,
Devil Joe have this, where it's
yes,
just a version that is permanently in the rage mode, essentially.
yeah, but he does have like again, to coin Dragon Ball, he can go further beyond and like bulk up, and he gets kind of like the effect you see on Tigrex, like the red kind of when Tigrex goes rage mode, he gets the red kind of pulsing veins. Rajang
Yeah.
gets that around his arms when he's in rage mode and in furious mode, or does he have that in standard version? I'm just getting confused.
No, he can't go any higher than that in standard mode, as far as I'm aware.
I meant the red veins on his arm. Does he get that when he goes rage mode?
No. That's the raging furious Rajang mode.
Cool.
That's it.
Cool. But he is a tough cookie, as you'd expect. Furious Rajang.
Oh yeah, like we said earlier, he's considered one of the hardest monsters, especially if you don't count like your elder dragons. Rajang and Devil Joe are probably the two like faces of hard monsters.
See, your elder dragons, whilst they're tough, they're like the annoying kind of tough. Whereas Rajang and Devil Joe are tough, but they feel so damn satisfying to beat.
yeah, because like elder dragons usually just have like more health.
Yeah.
So the fight it's going to last longer because of that. Whereas it's Rajang's moveset that makes it an interesting and tough fight.
That's it. You can still like walk up and you can still start whacking chunks at them, but some of the elder dragons like bloody Kushala Daora is so annoying to fight because he's just got that permanent wind effect knocking you over and everything. Whereas Rajang, you can still feel like while he's knocking chunks out of you, you can still take chunks out of him.
Yeah, it feels like a fair fight, like a duel. Whereas some of the elder dragons just feel very much like a video game boss.
Anything about his name, Lucky Boy?
Well, you remember when we talked about the Zenoga? We were talking about the Raiju, which is a yokai.
Yes.
It's sort of a yellow, thundery monster beast. And so the Zenoga was his like pet, and Rajang is the actual yokai, the Raiju. So I think the Raj part comes from that,
Okay.
and they've just changed the ending to sound a little bit different.
There's not any kind of articles or anything about the Rajang, no. Wait, what was for Monster Hunter 2, I suppose? What did they get any?
No, so it was
anything on
there was
Capcom
no
Unity, no.
Capcom community back then, and his Japanese name is just Rajan. So
Fair.
because obviously Monster Hunter 2 wasn't actually translated to the West.
Mm.
It wasn't until Portable and stuff that we started getting these monsters. Rajang armor's pretty cool, I think, isn't it? It's all like tribal. Let me have a little look.
You've got Furious Rajang armor in for you, don't you, Jazz?
I do, yeah. That took a long time to get.
Is it G?
I was gonna say like it's when like fighting like the Rajang, he's like the one like no matter how many times you fight him, I never feel like I've got his number. He's like that's why he's always like in a really interesting fight, and I always feel like I need to prepare for it.
Oh yeah, like as soon as we threw up that.
Because you know about like
Double
obviously like
furious.
the back of his legs like being his main weakness, but because he moves so quickly, you're not going to get very much time to get back there.
Aye, any hit you'll
Plus,
get.
even then, he
jumping
can
and
jump
moving.
back. He'll jump
Yeah.
back and do big damage anyway, so it's still not safe.
Yeah, I hate that move because it looks like nothing and it does so much damage.
Mhm.
And typically it doesn't even like knock you off your feet or anything. You just
It doesn't, no, because he did that in the hunt we did before.
so
the
like most of
cast.
the time you don't realise
Yeah.
you took damage, and then he'll like swipe you with a punch and that's you dead.
Or
I will say I'm
Feels
surprised
nice.
that Andy is such a fan of the Rajang, because you normally don't like sort of quick monsters that you can't hit.
I just think he's a cool monster. Like, yeah, he's not necessarily the most fun fight, but I mean, he's a cool monster. Cool moves.
That's fair.
I think he's one of the more fun fights in the game, to be honest. And it's one of the few monsters playing through this with you guys that, as soon as he came up, I was genuinely quite afraid for fighting him. Like, oh shit! Even like throwing up that double furious tonight, we all did say like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I still
oh,
get
shit.
that. Like it doesn't matter how many times you fight him. It's just
Yeah.
it's a scary thought.
Do you know? I think actually, besides like your proper end game stuff in Generations, like you can loss and things like that, I think he was one of the monsters that actually I remember failing on with you guys. I had to actually go back and fight him again. So I can,
Oh yeah, we've definitely had some fucked up Rajang quests.
yes. Which is a test.
In fact, I'd probably say even more than like you can loss and stuff, because they're more like the sort of Elder Dragon difficulty where they're just big
Just take time, don't they?
and you're wailing on them. Yeah, whereas Rajang, he very quickly can kill you, even in good gear.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like when he starts firing off those lasers, if you're in the wrong place, he can get, well, like he did to me. He got me with 3 in a row, and I healed up from 1, but there was no way I was healing up between the second
See,
2.
we all took like at that point when he fired out those 3 lasers though. Like we all took like serious damage from that.
Nah,
It's just, like,
I
I
never.
got hit by 2 of them.
Nah, not me.
Everyone.
I was fine.
Oh yeah, Jay was luckily on the ground because I'd knocked him
Tell
over.
lies, man. You were almost like at half health because as he fired the second one, I thinged a life powder.
I was fine. I was never in trouble that whole quest. It's because me and the Rajang we have an affinity with each other. We understand, our mutual love of Dragon Ball. He's a big fan. I'm a big fan. So he said, I've got your number. You're fine. I'll kill Luke for you.
Untrue. Fake news.
So if you're in a pickle next week for what you're going to listen to on your morning commute, well, the Monster Mash boys are going to erupt out of their ground and deliver you a hot slice of audio content as we hunt next week the Devil Joe. That'll be a good one. Join us for that. Until then, Lukey boy, where can they find us?
Well, we're on Twitter at Monster Mash Pod. We're also on Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, all of that. Just search for Monster Mash Podcast. Give us a little like and a subscribe and a rate and a review if you're feeling so inclined. And tell your mates.
And please tweet at AndyMan949 your favourite obscure Dragon Ball character.
I mean, literally all of them are obscure to me. I literally know Goku. That's it.
Oh, fucking Vegeta.
No, I don't know anyone else.
Gohan.
We can go through them all, mate. We can
I'm
go
the
through
same
every
army.
single
Can we
one.
go for them all, really? I'm up for that.
I was going to say, why are we
Trunks.
erupting out of the ground? Like, what's the reasoning behind that?
Because Devil Joes do that.
Yeah, they just appear in the middle of the
Something.
area.
Yeah, when
Anyway,
they spawn
this
in,
is
yeah.
Devil Joe lore. Let's save it for next.
Save it for the cast.
Save it for the cast. Until then, thank you for listening.
See ya.
Goodbye. Right, okay, the monster is in the area that I'm in, except I'm in the secret area, so I don't know what's going on.
You join us live as we fight two furious Rajangs.
Too Raj, too furious.
Is that the
Oh,
only reason you did it? So you
here's
can
one.
say that on the
Another one in
cast.
Area 5.
Yeah, I said it's in the area I'm in.
Oh, fuck this guy. He's already going rage mode. Oh no, he's...
It's Furious Rajang!
No, I mean like he went
It's furious.
super rage mode already.
Let's
He's
get
not just
furious, furious. I wanna
'Cause-
get furious.
Great, I just got
furious.
headbutted by a Rhinopolis
He's
and
in
fallen
area
all the way down.
He's in the far right area, whatever that is.
America these days, innit?
Oh, yes.
Odds on per Luke fainting this quest.
Oh, 100%.
Oh good, I'm pinned.
Comboed
Cheers,
out
guys.
of the zone now. I rolled it.
It's eating me!
Yep.
No, I didn't get comboed, I just ran out of it.
Oh, yeah, he's just kind of slamming.
Guys, can you stand out of the
Paralyse them,
fucking
paralyse
entrance to
them.
the
Yeah,
zone?
damage them.
Oh, you bastard.
I proper I-framed my way through one of his laser beams there by doing the mad dive. Was pretty much ending the laser beam. when he did it to me. Fuck off, Rhinopolis!
Oh, I just got hit by one as well. And then not in the
Now's
zone.
not the fucking time! We're fighting Super Saiyan 3 Goku here.
Sorry, he's left. We're all good. We're going down. I'm yelling timber. Ah.
Kamehameha.
Do you know, for
Nice.
once, being tripped by one of Andy's attacks there actually saved me because my guy's hitbox was just below the laser beam.
Nice.
So many lucky dodges here.
Oh, here we go. It's a big rock. It's a big
If
rock.
you
Everyone
smell-
watch out, 'cause Roger's got a rock. He's a piece of piss, mate. Told you.
I feel
Piece
I
of
got very
piss.
lucky during that hunt with some of my dodges.
Smashed
But
him.
you know what they say?
Knocking me off.
We're up all night to get lucky.
What did you... Where's this other prick?
Oh,
Ooh,
shit on it.
Fuck me.
Look at these weak boys here, eh? Getting hammered here by Goku. Me and Goku, we're mates.
Oh, for fuck's
I was
sake.
gonna say then I...
Oh, go to the Honours Oasis.
I was about to say, I want him to
fuck's
smash brothers.
sake. I managed to jump through it and then...
Oh,
Hey!
Hey!
Here we
Teamwork!
So annoying.
I'm gonna
So
do it! I'm gonna beat the Rajang without fainting!
Dude.
I breezed the first one.
I wouldn't say that, there were a couple of close calls for you.
Bring it back down to earth. Shit!
That's the first time any of his beam attacks have landed. He
Oh,
just hit me
paralyzed,
with like
nice.
3 in a row.
Shame I have to spend the fucking time healing. The things you say.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. Pescetio.
Right.
Shit on it! Shit on it! Life powder,
No, no.
please! Please, life powder! Please! Please do it!
What traps this guy weak to?
Oh, shit
Save
on
yourself.
it! Help me!
That was excellent.
I'm gonna throw a pitfall
Oh,
in
okay.
case it works on him.
Jeez.
I'm not fucking life powdering any of you cunts.
Yeah, I was getting the life card was like on ready, man. Like yours, death just came out of the blue. Nothing could be done with that
man,
second
that was-
beam attack hit.
Oh, he's in this pitfall for a fair time.
He's pretty weak at this point, I reckon.
Ah, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, he can't be far off. The other one died not long after the
Tumble,
paralysis,
nice.
Paralyze. Whoa. Oh, we broke his horn! We broke his fucking horn! I always leave Rajang horns.
I'm like the pen animation here, but nothing's fucking happening.
So. Yeah, he grabbed someone else, I think.
It was my
Guy
pick.
Yeah, we're
just
just bashing
put
the
a
shit out of
Caesar
him
on
the
the
rest of us. Hold
I'm
the
so happy
ball.
about his
Holy
fucking
shit,
horn,
the
man.
fucking part. Did you see
There we
all
go.
those fucking effects
Yes,
that were going
boom.
on?
I think you're getting
We are
you're
the
getting excited
kings.
though, we only
We
broke one of
are
the
the
horns, not like we got both.
Don't
That's
care.
the big thing.
Never breaks.
After I fainted,
Never
I used a
breaks.
max potion. I haven't taken any damage since then.
Yeah, right. Fucking bullshit.
Because that life powder,
See it on your screen.
like